Exodus chapter 25. This is what the Lord then said to Moses. Tell the Israelites to take up a collection for me. From every man you shall accept the contribution that his heart prompts him to give me. These are the contributions you shall accept from them: gold, silver, and bronze, violet, purple, and scarlet yarn, fine linen and goat hair, ram skin dyed red and tahash skins, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil and for the fragrant incense, onyx stones and other gems for mounting on the ephod and the breastpiece. They shall make a sanctuary for me, that I may dwell in their midst. This dwelling and all its furnishings you shall make exactly according to the pattern that I will now show you. You shall make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. Plate it inside and outside with a pure gold, and put a molding of gold around the top of it. Cast 4 gold rings and fasten them on the 4 supports of the ark, 2 rings on one side and 2 on the opposite side. Then make poles of acacia wood and plate them with a gold. These poles you are to put through the rings on the sides of the ark for carrying it. They must remain in the rings of the ark and never be withdrawn. In the ark you are to put the commandments which I will give you. You shall then make a proprietary of the pure gold, 2 cubits and a half long, and 1.5 cubits wide. Make 2 cherubim of beaten gold for the 2 ends of the propitiatory, fastening them so that 1 cherubim springs direct from each end. The cherubim shall have their wings spread out above, covering the propitiatory with them. They shall be turned toward each other, but with their faces looking toward the propitiatory. This propitiatory you shall then place on top of the ark. In the ark itself you are to put the commandments which I will give you. There I will meet you, and there from above the propitiatory between the cherubim on the ark of the commandments, I will tell you all the commandments that I wish you to give the Israelites. You shall also make a table of acacia wood, 2 cubits long, a cubit wide, and a cubit and a half high. Plate it with pure gold and make a molding of gold around it. Surround it with a frame, a handbreadth high, with a molding of gold around the frame. You shall also make 4 rings of gold for it and fasten them at the 4 corners, one at each leg, on 2 opposite sides of the frame as holders for the poles to carry the table. These poles for carrying the table you shall make of acacia wood and a plate with gold. Of pure gold you shall make its plates and cups, as well as its pitchers and bowls for pouring libations. On the table you shall always keep showbread set before me. You shall make a lampstand of pure beaten gold, its shaft and branches, with its cups and knobs and petals springing directly from it. 6 branches are to extend from the sides of the lampstand, 3 branches on one side and 3 on the other. On one branch there are to be 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms, each with its knob and petals. On the opposite branch there are to be 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms, each with its knob and petals. And so for the 6 branches that extend from the lampstand. On the shaft there are to be 4 cups shaped like almond blossoms with their knobs and petals, including a knob between each of the 3 pairs of branches that extend from the lampstand. Their knobs and branches shall so spring from it that the whole will form but a single piece of pure beaten gold. You shall then make 7 lamps for it, and so set up the lamps that they shed their light on the space in front of the lampstand. This, as well as the trimming, shears, and trays, must be of pure gold. Use a talent of pure gold for the lampstand and all its appurtenances. See that you make them according to the pattern shown you on the mountain. Chapter 26. The dwelling itself you shall make out of sheets woven of fine linen, twinned, and of violet, purple, and scarlet, yarn with cherubim embroidered on them. The length of each shall be 28 cubits, and the width 4 cubits. All the sheets shall be of the same size. 5 of the sheets are to be sewed together, edged to edge, and the same for the other 5. Make loops of violet yarn along the edge of the end sheet in one set, and the same along the edge of the end sheet in the other set. There are to be 50 loops along the edge of the end sheet in the first set, and 50 loops along the edge of the corresponding sheet in the second set, and so placed that the loops are directly opposite each other. Then make 50 clasps of gold with which to join the 2 sets of sheets, so that the dwelling forms one wall. Also make sheets woven of goat hair to be used as a tent covering over the dwelling. 11 such sheets are to be made. The length of each shall be 30 cubits, and the width 4 cubits. All 11 sheets shall be of the same size. Sew 5 of the sheets edge to edge into one set, and the other 6 sets into another set. Use the 6th sheet double of the front of the tent. Make 50 loops along the edge of the end sheet in one set, and 50 loops along the edge of the end sheet in the second set. Also make 50 bronze clasps and put them into the loops to join the tent into one wall. There will be an extra half sheet of tent covering which shall be allowed to hang down over the rear of the dwelling. Likewise, the sheets of the tent will have an extra cubit's length to be left hanging down on either side of the dwelling to protect it. Over the tent itself you shall make a covering of ram's skin dyed red, and above that a covering of tahash skins. You shall make boards of acacia wood, as well as walls for the dwelling. The length of each board is to be 10 cubits, and its width 1.5 cubits. Each board shall have 2 arms that shall serve to fasten the boards in line. In this way all the boards of the dwellings are to be made. Set up the boards of the dwelling as follows: 20 boards on the south side, with 40 silver pedestals under the 20 boards, so that there are 2 pedestals under each board, and at its 2 arms. 20 boards on the other side of the dwelling, the north side, with their 40 silver pedestals, 2 under each board. 6 boards for the rear of the dwelling to the west, and 2 boards for the corners at the rear of the dwelling. These 2 shall be double at the bottom, and likewise double at the top to the first ring. That is how both boards in the corners are to be made. Thus there shall be in the rear 8 boards with their 16 silver pedestals, 2 pedestals under each board. Also make bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the dwelling, 5 for those on the other side, and 5 for those at the rear toward the west. The center bar at the middle of the boards shall reach across from the end to end. Plate the boards with gold and make gold rings on them as holders for the bars, which are also to be plated with gold. You shall erect the dwelling according to the pattern shown you on the mountain. You shall have a veil woven of violet, purple, and scarlet yarn, and of fine linen twined with cherubim and embroidered on it. It is to be hung on 4 gold-plated columns of acacia wood, which shall have hooks of gold and shall rest on 4 silver pedestals. Hang the veil from clasps. The ark of the commandments you shall bring inside behind this veil, which divides the holy place from the Holy of Holies. Propitiatory on the ark of the commandments in the Holy of Holies. Outside the veil you shall place the table and the lampstand, and later on the south side of the dwelling opposite the table, which is to be put on the north side. For the entrance of the tent make a variegated curtain of violet, purple, and scarlet yarn, and of fine linen twined. Make 5 columns of acacia wood for this curtain. Have them plated with gold with their hooks of gold, and cast 5 bronze pedestals for them. The word of the Lord.